I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly, Eagles fly, Eagles on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man soft. Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph. Season here, early time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. The Philadelphia Eagles, look, just when I feel like they can't, surprise me anymore, when I feel like the gambit has been run, so to speak, like all the things that I could see go wrong with this team, I see them just top themselves. I'm so tired of the Philadelphia Eagles right now. Look, I mean, we could have won that game. There was a lot of opportunities to win that game. We lost that game. I don't feel like the Giants won that game. I just feel like our offense couldn't get out of their own way, whether it was, just ignoring the run for it feels like the first two quarters until that last 2-minute drive. And then in the second half, just mistake after mistake when it wasn't in Jalen's, hands. It was Boston Scott giving up a fumble, which you rarely see. It was all over the place. This was a disheartening loss. Now I'm getting text from my sister and stuff. Here we got actual. I don't know if these are the new. I don't know if these are the new comments. Yeah, all right, these are the new comments. But let me get those up. OBS is like really bugged out. OBS is really bugged out lately, but. Look, man, this is one of those games that I really felt like we were finally in a position that the Eagles could take a nice little step forward. They can make a nice little run, beat teams they were supposed to beat. I felt like the Denver Broncos, I kept saying that they were a team we should beat, looking at their offense, and then you look at a team like, obviously, who did we just, I'm just out of it now. I'm just like the Saints, obviously. You look at their offense, that was a team you should beat. We obviously demolished them. And then you go to the Giants. And I know, and this is what people were saying all week was don't sleep on the Giants because they will, it's a division game, right? So division games are always tough, but I really don't have any like good analysis for this. Like I know I try to come on here and bring value, but I'm just hurt right now. I'm tired of it. I really am. I'm really just tired of it. This is, look, I'm gonna say some things that you guys might not agree with here, and that's fine. We'll talk about it. I'll get to the comments in a second. I see everybody in the comments already. Shout out to all y'all. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe. But look, man, Jalen has repeatedly in games against the division has not shown up. We can go back to last year against the Dallas Cowboys. We can go to this year against the Dallas Cowboys. We can go to this game against the Giants. He has repeatedly not shown up in games like this. Rager needs to be cut yesterday. Rager should not even be on I don't know. He shouldn't even be allowed back in the locker room. I'm tired of it. Like, the first one, I'll give Rager. The first one, that was a pass interference, and honestly, it was egregious. For it to not be called, in my opinion, was totally egregious. It was a clear PI, in my opinion. But it didn't get called, and he probably should have still caught that ball. And then you go to the second one. I mean, you're right there. You're right there, right? You're right there. So, I don't know, man. I said give Rager at least this year, but he's starting to look more and more like Nelson Aguilar. I'm not going to lie. And I don't know if I'm mentally stable enough to go through another Nelson Rager type situation. So I don't know. This was a disheartening loss. This was a really disheartening loss. I don't know what the final score for the Colts game was, but I know that last I saw it was like 4 minutes to go. They were on at first and goal or whatever, but the Dolphins, I think, were able to pull it out. So everything was bad today. Like, we literally didn't see our draft picks improve at all, other than our own, and that's the one we probably didn't want to see improve. So it's I'm not happy. But we'll get to some of these comments. Shout out to everybody in here, man. We got 25 people already in here. Shout out to Carlos, Jinx Wolf. It's not a call-in. We got Drew Johnson in here. Castro, I blame you. Philly Girl, what's going on? Who else we got in here? Ohana Means Family says, I hope Jalen Reagor turned in his helmet and for a Wawa shirt. He might as well work there. He is doing nothing but hurt us. Had 2 passes at the end that he could have caught. It's tough because, honestly, it was a full game. It was 4 quarters of just bad football from this offense. The defense, they, outside of like 1 or 2 drives, they held their own. They did what they were supposed to do. If we won 30-10, nobody would be talking about 10 points. Nobody would be talking about 13 points. I mean, they did their job. This offense, though, man, I said this before, and I'm sticking to it, and I stuck to it through when I was giving Jalen Hurts his flowers. I never really felt like he's there as far as a passer. Like, he can't win us games with his arm. And it's on the coach for even putting him in that position because it wasn't necessary. We could have literally probably ran the ball 60 times this game and won this game. Like, our run was working. It just didn't make sense for you to go out there and be, I think through the first half, he was like 2-to-1 pass to run. So it's like with that ratio, you're not going to win, especially with our type of team. We know we're a run-first team. I don't understand why it's so hard to accept that and to just work with, I don't know, man. It just pisses me. This is a type of game that really upsets you because it kind of feels like the 49ers game that you were right there. You had chances to win, but you should have won this game. Like the 49ers game, we could have sat there and said, well, they're a decent team. The Giants are not good. The Giants are not a good team, and they did not win this game. We lost this game. That's what gets me upset. Shouldn't have came down to that. It shouldn't have. Kelsey went down and that team couldn't function. It was before Kelsey got hurt. It was even before Kelsey got hurt. Real talk. Like, I will say, I didn't like these refs at all. Like, at all. These refs were horrible. But, I mean, it worked for the Giants enough, right? They were able to put up points. So, we had to put up points. We just couldn't. I put a lot of this on Sirianni because, like I said, it should have never came to the fact of you having to throw with Hurts. Like, you should understand that as a coach that, listen, we shouldn't be putting the game on his shoulders. So for you to come out so pass heavy in the beginning of the game, I put that on you, and then you kind of put yourself in a position where you had to throw it, obviously late in the game. But, I mean, it's Jalen's got to be better. Jalen's got to be more consistent. Jalen got to stop making bad decisions. Like all 3 of those were bad decisions. They were all bad decisions. I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be a hater for the next week, I guess. It is what it is. I'm ready to be called a hater for the next week. I've mentally prepared myself that you guys are all going to call me a hater for the next week. And I'm cool with that. What else we got here? Miss Bird Gang, what's going on? Let's get you a moderator. We looked like straight hot garbage juice. We definitely did. I'm beside myself with anger. It's, and it's like I said, this is disheartening. I don't want to say I'm disappointed because I am mad. I am just mad right now. But like how do you lose against the Giants? And how do you lose against the Giants in this type of fashion? Like I've always said, it's not necessarily the wins or losses. It's really how the team looks. And the team looked terrible. Like, how do you regress this quickly against a bad opponent? Like, it just makes no sense. It's disheartening. That's really like the only word I have for it. It's just straight up disheartening. I have no idea how a team goes from beating the Saints, like they did on offense to this. I just don't get it. The defense, in my opinion, did their job. The defense did their job. The offense came up short this week, and it is what it is. That's something that we're going to be talking about this whole week, most likely. Drew says, for now, yes, you think we drafting a quarterback without multiple interest in. I don't know if there's been a lot of speculation that we're still into trading for a quarterback. I don't really buy it. I don't really see that happening this offseason. We'll see what happens, obviously, but I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. It just comes down to the fact, and I've said this before, if you're willing to work around what Hurts is good at, then he can be a decent enough quarterback that you can build a team. And then if, in 2 years you're sitting there saying, listen, we got assets, we have a team that we think can really make a run here, then you push and you go get yourself a quarterback, whether that be via a trade or you move up in the draft. We don't have a great team. We don't have a great team. I think we have a good offense, a good young offense, but we don't have a great team. Like, if you insert a Russell Wilson, do you really think we're a Super Bowl team? No, I think we would still have to build some aspects of it. So to give up a whole bunch of draft picks, I don't think is in the cards. Look, if they fall in love with somebody at that draft spot, wherever it may fall, whether it's a top 10 pick, I could see them pulling the trigger, man. It's quarterback is the most important spot, and I'm more and more surprised that they didn't do it this year. To be 100% honest with you, I'm more and more surprised. The more that I look at next year's draft class and I look at this last year, and I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, none of them are better than Hurts. Maybe not, but they might fit what we do a little bit better than what Hurts is doing. But it is what it is. It is what it is. No overreaction. I'm pissed. It is what it is. We got 35 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. Eagles Clip says, let me get you a moderator. Yeah, I got you a moderator. I love Hurts' legs, but not his arm. We need a QB that can pass and run. So that said, if Hurts doesn't improve through the rest of the season, you got to get a quarterback. And that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to whether this organization is willing to be a running organization, a running team, a run first team, have that identity. Or if they want a quarterback that can sling the rock, because it is what it is. That's not who Jalen Hurts is. You know what I'm saying? That's not who Jalen Hurts is. Dom is in the building. Dom actually came back. I haven't seen you. You've been in hiding for a while. Cowboys start losing a couple games. You start losing a couple subscribers. You know what I'm saying? It's grimy, y'all. No player is coming out like a seasoned Tom Brady. Nobody's asking him to. I never understood that. Nobody's asking him to do that. Nobody's asking, Jalen Hurts to come out here and be the best in the world. We're asking you to not throw it into double coverage with 3 seconds left on the clock where we can tie the game up. We're asking you to not throw it in triple coverage on 1st and 10 when we're making some progress. Like, that's what we're asking. We're not asking you to be Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. We're asking you to be a decent quarterback. He hasn't even been, as far as a passer goes, there's not a lot that I see that I'm like, I want to see him throw the ball 40 times. Like, I get nervous when he drops back to pass. Sometimes it's beautiful, but I get nervous when I see him drop back and pass because he's so erratic. Like, you don't know if you're going to get a 40-yard run. You don't know if you're going to get a 15-yard pass or a interception. Like, I guess you never know that, but with him, it's like it's every other play. There's no consistency with him, especially when it comes to his passing. He's a great runner, and when he runs the ball, we move the ball. Like, it's very obvious, but you just can't depend on him to be a quarterback, and that's what he is. And that's tough, man. That's tough. Steven Rosa says Jones 200 pass yards, Barkley 40 yards, 13 points, and somehow Giants still won. Yeah, we literally hand wrapped that win for you guys. And look, you guys did enough to win. It is what it is. But we didn't come out on offense and do anything. And this is to me, this is the story of how we lose games. The defense has been good enough against, the bad teams. And when you go, the only teams that I can really sit here and say that we got blown out on defense was against Kansas City and the Raiders. I would say we got blown out. I know everybody will say, oh, but 70%, 75%. Really watch those games and see how long they were out on the field. Like, it is what you saw it last week. When you're on the field for so much and your offense can't, sustain a drive, that's what happens. Your defense gives up yards, your defense gives up points. But they've been doing good enough to win us some games. And this offense, man, just upsets me, bro. The offense upsets me. And I know last week, we were all upset with or not last week, but, most weeks we were upset with the defense. But it's both. It's both, damn it. It's both. Dre Train says, I'm so done with Rager. Hurts is not the guy. Smith was wide open, but chose Rager for the pass instead. doesn't make sense. QB is a must this offseason. It's going to be an interesting conversation. I said this before, and I'm not going to let one bad game, sway my opinion. It does worry me that, I will say this. It does worry me that in these division games, he seems to kind of crumble. But it is what it is. But I've said this before. I don't know if there's a quarterback in this draft that I look at and I'm like, oh, he's going to be the next, guy. That's going to be that guy. But if they find somebody that they fall in love with, then, by all means, go ahead and try. But hey, I think that Jalen Hurts can do another year. I think he deserves at least one. I don't want to say deserves. He's earned at least one more year if you're murky with your options. Like, I don't think he's a guy you have to run to get rid of. But at the same time, there's a lot of good and bad of this season for Jalen Hurts. There's definitely a lot of good and bad. There's both sides of it. Easy money. Matt Corral, QB1. Hey, you never know. QB is the number one pick for me. Oh, damn. People switching up now. Foster Park says, yeah, if you want a moderator, just say release Jalen Reagan. I got you, because Hurts BB gun arm. Devontae was wild. You said BB gun arm. I'm sorry. That was top 5. What's going on, Marianne? As bad as Hurts played, he still put the team in a position to win. Yeah, I mean, look, he's a great runner. He's a great runner. As a running quarterback, there's not many that are as good as him, right? He's in that upper echelon, but he can't win games with his arms or with his arm, I should say. And that's something people got to, really realize. And that's something that's going to hold us back in games like this, that they expect him to go out there and win with his arm, which I still don't understand why they wanted that to be the game plan. But I guess that's, spoiled milk at this point. Eagles Nation says, I still have faith in Hurts. He has been great all year with the turnovers, but this week he was off. It's deeper than turnovers, though. It's deeper than turnovers. His decision-making has been on and off this year. Him as a passer in general just has been spotty this year. And I'll be the first to tell you when he makes good decisions. I'll be the first to tell you when I see good things about Jalen Hurts, but I'll also be the first to tell you, look, he lost us this game. I mean, no matter how you want to spin it, you know what I'm saying? He didn't keep us in a position to win. Our defense did. So, realistically, Jalen Hurts lost us this game. And I don't know if that's a pill y'all want to swallow, but he did. He really did lose us this game. So, I mean, it sucks to say it, and it sucks to feel like that. And we can sit here and blame Boston Scott on that last drive with the fumble. Obviously, that was kind of a nail in the coffin, so to speak. But you don't want to get there. And we had so many opportunities to put points up on the board, and it was solely on Jalen Hurts, guys. That might not be something you guys want to admit, but this week we have to admit that our quarterback failed us. It is what it is. What's Mac Jones' record? Mac Jones. Oh, y'all gonna do the rookie thing now again? Let's do the rookie thing again. Also, Belichick and OC don't put Mac in many bad plays. I mean, look, are they bad plays? You know what I'm saying? Are they bad plays, or can Jalen Hurts just not throw the ball consistently and make consistent decisions? Let's be honest. Let's be 100% honest. A lot of people want to, and a lot of times I see a lot of different. I don't want to say excuses, but that's what they are. They're excuses, man. We can sit here and say that maybe this guy should have ran a better route here. Maybe, the offensive line should have held up a little bit more here or there, or this, that. But at the end of the day, when the ball left his hand, it wasn't a good throw. When the decision was made, it wasn't a good decision. And those are the things you just have to accept that Hurts needs to fix. And I think, I'm sure he will be the first to tell you in his press conference. I didn't watch it, but I'm sure he's going to be saying that it was on him. There was a lot of plays that he needed to have back, and it just is what it is. Now it's on him because tomorrow it's not going to change. I don't see tomorrow. If they were going to make a decision, it probably would have been at halftime. Real talk. And I'm not going to sit here and pound the table for Gardner Minshew. We saw what can work with Jalen Hurts. If you get back to that, then yes, I still believe we can still win a lot of games this year. Or win the rest of our games this year, I should say. If you get back to that running identity, they left that, and they proved the point that I was trying to make over the last week, is that whilst Jalen Hurts is getting better, our team is getting better by him not having to shoulder the load, so to speak, for him not having to be the passer that a lot of quarterbacks are asked to be. It just is what it is. So is the Boston Scott fumble his fault or the Rager drop? But that's what I'm saying. We can literally sit here and nitpick play by play and say, but this, but that. But let's talk about 3 interceptions. I mean, let's talk about some terrible throws that could have been interceptions. And look, the Rager drop on the pass, I felt like that was a pass interference. I really do feel like that was a pass interference. It was a drop. He should have caught it. The second one, it probably shouldn't even got thrown to Rager, if we're being 100% honest. But he should have caught that one too. But, hey, I mean, look, 2 wrongs don't make a right. You know what I'm saying? Just because he made a terrible decision the play before and then somebody made a terrible decision after that doesn't mean that his terrible decision doesn't count anymore. Like that's just not how the NFL works or life works in general, honestly. Hurts just had a bad day at the office, man. And look, that's what it could be. That's what it could be. It could just be a tough day in the office and, you know, he gets better from this. But that's what we need to see. We need to see him get better from it. And you know, I'm not saying that he hasn't. I feel like this year he has, you know, improved on things that he needs to improve upon. And we talked to Ruben Frank, you know, not too long ago, a couple of days ago, and he was bringing up the interceptions and the turnovers. Obviously, we should have knew. We should have knew. Whenever somebody brings up something that's happening good, like we see it in football games, they throw an interception once they start talking nicely about the quarterback or whatever. So we were talking about the, you know, lack of interceptions and lack of turnovers from Jalen Hurts. And this week he just had a tough game. So now the question is, does he come back stronger next week? And I think that he will. And I think that this offense needs to just accept who they are. Accept that you are a running team. You should be running it down people's throat. Like, real talk. You should be running it down everybody's throat. Like, there is no exception. I really do believe if we would have ran the ball 60 times this game, we would have probably won this game. Like, our run game is so dominant. Even when Nate Herbig was in there, I know he had that hold, but that was a pancake in my eyes. That was a pancake in my eyes. He was holding a pancake. He was holding a fork and a knife because my man pancaked him. I really don't get that call. I don't get a lot of these calls, if I'm being 100% honest with you. But, you know, you play the refs every week. So Birdman says Howard was missed. Our run game was missed in general. I don't know why they just didn't run it. I'm not saying trade him, but he is my backup QB. So is Boston Scott? Oh, I read that. Rent was never paid today. Eviction notice coming soon. Did Scott throw it? That's the thing, man. We got to be honest with what happened. Flower Boy has got cute again. That's the biggest thing. Look, I mean, we can sit here and talk about Jalen Hurts for a minute, and trust me, I can do that because I'm very upset with his play today. But look, Nick Sirianni, like, bro, we knew it worked. We knew it worked. Like, what? Why are you trying to change it up now? We know it works. We know the sauce, right? I always ask like other reporters for other teams, like, what's the sauce for your team? Like, we know our sauce. We know what we do well and what we don't, and our defense did their job. This was a good defensive performance. Were there plays that the defense wanted back? Probably. But, I mean, you'll say that about any game. This was a game we should have won. Offensively, we should have won this game. Whenever you hold the NFL team to 13 points and they have as porous of a defense, they were down to backups of the backups of the backups for the Giants. Adoree Jackson was out. They were down to some dude named Love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he will never probably play another down, and we were getting torn up by him. He sealed the game. It was just an ugly game, man. It was an ugly game. Shout out Jersey Boy. What's going on? What's going on? He said, what's up, bro? Tough loss. Rager makes those catches, period. He got to, man. He has to. It really does give me flashbacks of Nelson Aguilar, and I don't like it. I'm not enjoying it at all. How he probably told Fowl to stop the run. He probably did tell Nick Sirianni to chill on the runs. I wouldn't be surprised. It's such a weird dynamic this team is. Jalen is 0-3 in the division. That's what I'm saying. Like, and he doesn't show up. Like, it's not like these are games that he should have won, but our defense lost him. But, like, he has not shown up to really any of these games. He was terrible in that first Cowboys game. He was terrible in the Cowboys game last year. So, I don't know. I'm not that confident in him against the division. And that's a big part of who you are as a quarterback. That's a big part of you getting a second quarter contract. If you're out here losing games in division, nah, man. What you mean he doesn't show up? I mean, he does not show up. Carlos, he has not done anything. Like most of his interceptions, I think, are against the Cowboys and the Giants now this year, if I'm not mistaken. It might be all. It might be all, if I'm being honest. I can't even, I would have to look that up. Somebody look that up. What games are his interceptions in? Because I'm pretty sure he got like 2 in the first game against the Cowboys, right? And what does he have, like 6 or 7 on the season? I don't know, bruh. He literally threw an 81-yard bomb against my Cowboys last year. And we got blew out. We lost that game. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Inconsistency. He's my QB too. Look, I don't know what I feel about Jalen Hurts right now. I'm upset. I'm going to rewatch this game because apparently I just love the pain. But I don't know. I'm going to rewatch this game and I'm going to see what I see. But today, it was just tough. It hurt to watch. It hurt to watch Hurts, man. And I've been trying to give him his flowers this week. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just got to get back to hating on him, and he'll get back to hating on him, and he'll get back to what he got to do. Giants secondary and D-line showed up, yet you throw the ball 3 straight times. Yeah, I'm not. I have no idea what there was definitely some play calls from Nick Sirianni that had me scratching my head, but at the same time, there were plays to be made that weren't made. So we're going to get back to these conversations. We had a good couple weeks off, guys, but welcome back to the Joe Tells You the Truth about Jalen Hurts. He said Hurts to watch Hurts. Put that on the t-shirt. How does it feel having a RB as a starting quarterback? Hey, I ain't even got nothing to say. Like, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I do feel like the Eagles can win games. Do I think that Jalen Hurts is going to be a, NFL leading passer one day? Probably not. Like, to be honest, probably not. Maybe not. He's not. He hasn't really shown me anything that really sits me here and says, like, damn, I would build a whole offense around him. Unless it's a running team. Like, if that's what you want to do, he's really good for that. Tell us some jokes. The Eagles offense. There you go. That's the biggest joke of the day. We lost to the freaking Giants. That's another joke right there. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be upset that. I really don't get it. I don't understand why anybody would be upset that, you mean back to emotional reactions? No, it's the truth. Yeah, like emotional reactions is saying, well, maybe because of this, because of that. No, like, look at what happened. Jalen, like, you're literally defending Jalen Hurts after 3 interceptions, which shows me there is literally no logic behind it. It's just that you like him. And that's cool. If you like him, that's fine. I like him too. He's a cool dude. But he had a terrible game. Like, I don't understand how that's an emotional thing. That's the truth. People get upset when other people say things that they don't like to hear, but it's the truth. He's going to go back and watch those 3 interceptions and say he had a bad game. No, they're not going to go back in the film room and be like, well, if we would have called this differently, you probably wouldn't have threw those interceptions. It's not how it works. It is what it is. Man struggling his first year starting, but he hurts. Yeah, I mean, it's not fun to watch. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Emotional reaction as you write off the dude after a terrible. Who wrote him off? I'm telling you, he had a bad game. That's what I'm saying. Listen to all the words I'm saying. Nobody wrote him off. I didn't say he's trash. Other people are saying he's trash. So if you're saying, like I said earlier in this live, I said that I still think he deserves or he earned at least another look at next year. But if there's somebody out there, then I've always said, hey, if you think that there's somebody that's better out there, then you go grab them. But I don't think that there is right now. All the QBs suck in the draft, but at the same time, Hurts can't really throw. We are between a rock and a hard place. What's going on, Vince? I blame Rager. I feel you. I respect that. We definitely lost that. Like, that was... I mean, there's so many people you can, like, nitpick the blame on. But, like, overall, our quarterback did not have a good game passing the ball. If he struggles against the Jets. The Giants are trash. Dude, we were going against their backups. That's the thing that people ain't realizing. Like, it's not like we were going against their top flight, starters, and they got a bunch of people back, and they were, on their ish, and, they just went out there and fought. No, they were getting banged up. Like, that offensive line, like, our defense did well. I really have nothing to say about our defense. So, it was a very bad game from a young quarterback. This should be expected. This is going to happen with most young quarterbacks. No, this should not be expected. Like, decision-making like that should not be expected. For me, that's a cop-out. For me, that's just saying, oh, well, next week. No, watch what the heck the quarterback's doing and realize what's going on. This has been an all-year thing. This has been since last year. This has been since college. This is not just he comes to the NFL and the game speed's a little bit different. Got to adjust and get back to what he did in college. This is what he did in college. This is how he played football. This is what he did. Like, I don't know. I want him to be good and I want him to improve, but this was a very bad game. And I'm not just going to say, oh, well, because you can't do that. You just can't do that, in my opinion. Smitty was wide open. He was. Butterfingers just signed Rager to a 3-year contract. He said, okay, Castro, perhaps I'm projecting on you. And that's fine. I'm cool with it. I get it. Look, I get it. I say very unpopular opinions sometimes. I think Jalen Hurts had a terrible game this week. I hope that he figures it out. But we go back to what I was saying the past couple of weeks. It's an indictment. I can't talk. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long day. It's an indictment on your quarterback when your offense is way better with your quarterback having less impact on the game. As a runner, I get that he was having an impact on the game, but as the passer, he was not utilized as a weapon. He was more so something that was to throw you off of the run. That's really what he was used at. He was the curveball, which is fine. But these type of games are to be expected if you're just going to continue to let that happen. So I'm not saying that he needs to go, but I'm saying that if we're going to ever get to the point where we're winning big games, where we're winning games that need somebody to be able to throw the ball, Jalen Hurts is not that guy yet. He's just, and I say yet because who knows? Who knows, right? This loss got me cursing, got me getting cursed out by RPF again. Who's RPF? Who's RPF? I don't even know who RPF is. Maybe I do. I don't know. Dominique Barrett, what's going on? I respect your opinion, and Hurts played like ish, but he still gives us the best chance to going forward and into next year. Let's see how we as a team bounce back next week. Yeah, no, and that's what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? It comes down to how the team bounces back. Look, and I appreciate that comment. I appreciate that. But look, does he give us the best chance? Like, it comes down to what your team is. If your team understands you're a run first team, then yes, I can agree with you that he probably gives us a very good chance going forward, moving in that direction and moving with that thought process. But you put out games like this, and it makes me question: do you believe that? Do you, as a team, believe that you're a run first team? Because this seemed like a game where you were dead set on making Jalen Hurts the guy. You were dead set on Jalen Hurts passing for touchdowns and winning this game with his arm. And you didn't have to do that. Like, we would have felt way better just leaving this game and Jalen Hurts had 12 completions and we won the game. That's cool with us. That's what we'll take every week. We are okay with that. Hurts got them excuses. If he does bad on all these upcoming division teams, look, he's got this year. I'm definitely, look, he's got this year. And like I said before, I think that he's at least earned a look for next year. But I don't know, man. Drew Johnson says 1, Sirianni. I can agree with that. 2, Hurts. I can agree with that. Defensive line. I don't think the defensive line did anything wrong. Rager, maybe switch 4 and 3. Yeah, honestly, this was all on the offense. I have nothing bad to say about the defense. The defense had a tough drive, right? They gave up a touchdown. But other than that, I have nothing to say about it. Avonte Maddox was out there balling. TJ Edwards was out there hitting hard. I have nothing to say. Alex Singleton was close to making a couple big plays. I have nothing bad to say. Fletcher Cox literally took somebody's head off today. Like, I'm pretty sure you can buy the helmet with the head still attached on eBay right now, maybe even autographed by Fletcher Cox. Like, I'm cool with this defense. That defense did what they were supposed to do, and it was a bad team, right? So, like, that's what you're supposed to do. But we lost this game on offense, in my opinion. Anyone remember Rager missing people in training camp? Shake my hat. Mossing people. Yeah, man. Rager looked crazy in training camp. This game, they seem to focus on getting other... Cruising. Shout out to Cruising. Hold on, let me finish this comment. Shout out to my guy Dirty Sith. He said this game, they seem to focus on getting other folks the ball. Watkins did his thing. Dallas only had one target, and Smith wasn't the focal point of the game. I don't know. Yeah, I would have to really rewatch it to kind of look at these routes and see what the concepts were. But shout out to Cruising. Shout out to Cruising, man. You know, shout out to Cruising. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Your Giants won. Congratulations. I don't really know what else to say. I know that you're making a joke with that whole we're lucky that Smith didn't play. Bro, I ain't got nothing to say. You got this one. You got this one, bro. It is what it is. Shout out to Jeff Bone in the Bonehead. He said, I believe in Hurts. Hey, man, I want to. I just don't believe in this front office. JJ Poppin says, facts. We ain't gonna act like other quarterbacks don't struggle. Nobody's acting like that. But look, I'm talking about my quarterback. I don't care about other quarterbacks. Really do not care about other quarterbacks. Man, defensive line ain't getting no pressure for half the game. But they ain't give up no points. Like, I'm not worried about... I really ain't worried about this defense. Like, they did not give up points. They gave up 13 points to the Giants. I'm cool with that. I'm not focused on this defense. They stopped them when they were supposed to at the end of the game. I am not worried about this defense. Maybe not giving up an extra 3 points would have helped us. But they are the least of my worries from this game. That's just my opinion. I feel like the play calling was too cute. At the half, they threw 3 straight times in the right. Yeah, they were just trying to do too much. I'm so disappointed in this team, bro. I can't even watch any content right now. I'm over it. I feel you, Danny. I feel you, man. Well, I appreciate you at least, sliding through for a little bit, bro, because we all hurting. I am not thankful for this. Carlos says, damn, Cooper Kupp just launched a dime. Yeah, I'm about to watch some football after this. Oh, man. I'll probably make a video for the news break and for YouTube after I go off the live. But a shout out to everybody, too, because I don't know if you guys follow me on Newsbreak or if that's like a whole completely different crowd. But we just hit 1K. We just passed 1K or 1.6K. And it's blowing up. It's blowing up. So if you haven't checked me out on Newsbreak, definitely go check out Philly the podcast on Newsbreak, man. There we only do videos, though. They don't got live. So, you know what I'm saying? I do all my lives on YouTube, and then I put out at least a video a day on the Newsbreak app. So if I don't have a video on this app, if I don't have video on YouTube, I do have one on the Newsbreak app. So I don't know, man. What's going on, Show Enough? What's going on? First 3 picks, defense, second round, wide receiver, please. Tim Grott. What's going on, Tim? Eagles is the team I hate the most. I could tell. I don't know what the F New York Giants fans are celebrating. Daniel Jones definitely is still trash. He's definitely still trash. But look, man, like I said, I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna try and get all my thoughts together real quick, right? I'm gonna try and get all my thoughts together real quick, and then I'm gonna make a video. And it sucks, y'all. This really, really sucks. But the New York Giants won. Congratulations to them. Be sure to hit that like, guys. Hit that subscribe if you are new. Really, really would appreciate it. We're so close to 3K. And we'll be right back, with this drama tomorrow, I guess. I guess it's just a Groundhog's Day that we're just going to keep on living through. So it is what it is, and it is what it's going to be. And y'all know, if y'all know this channel, y'all know how I always will end this live. It's going to be Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Just peace, man.
Everywhere. This is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get